Welcome back, legends. I hope you're all fantastic. On today's video, we have the new Quilter Direct Amp on the bench. This, as you might guess from the name, is a direct solution for people who want to be able to take their guitar and plug it straight into a mixing desk, recording console, or simply just practice on headphones. You've got two selectable channels on here with 3 different amp models, 3 different cab models, and the option to have a closed or open back style cab, and you can even bypass the cab sims if you want to use external IRs. There is built-in stereo reverb, a built-in stereo effects loop. You can stream audio wirelessly to this if you want to practice along to it. There is a auxiliary in on the back as well as a headphone jack. You've got 2 XLR outputs on here if you want to DI it, which I'm doing at the moment. And essentially it's like a modeler for people who don't want to use a modeler. There's also a built-in limiter if you want to cop some of the saggy characteristics of tube amps in a direct setting. So let's get started. I've got the effects loop, the reverb, and the limiter bypassed at the moment. There are 3 main amp models in here. There's one labeled JMP, AC15, and Fend. So like a Marshall, Vox, and Fender style amp sim in here. We'll start off with the JMP. You've got 2 different channels in there. You've got your standard clean channel, which can get nice and crunchy, and then you've got a boost mode with 3 different boost settings in there. There's a flat, fat, or bright setting on there, so you get like a different tonal character out of the boost side on there. I just think of it like a 2-channel amp where you can customize the second channel. Then we'll play around with the speaker options. We've got CL80, V30, and Gents. So I'm kind of guessing like a Celestion Classic Lead 80, a Celestion V30, and then some kind of Fender style Jensen speaker. And then you've got close and open back options. I'm running in stereo. We'll hear the JMP clean to start off with, and then I'll just dial in a little bit of the reverb because I think the reverb sounds pretty sweet. Tapped neck pickup of my DGT. Let's go. I'm quite fond of that Fender model with the Jensen speaker option as an open back on there. And I think the reverb with that sounds super lush. A lot of the time on units like this, the reverb is a bit of an afterthought, but the fact that that one is in stereo, the fact that you can really crank it up and get some super lush ambient style tones is an added bonus in there. And I like that each of those models can be paired with a different boost option on there. I think the JMP on the fat mode, I think the Vox style model on there on the bright mode, and the Fender on either the bright or the fat mode are really nice boost options as well. I'm going to crank this limiter up on here as well. Let's just check that that one is engaged. Got the reverb cranked all the way up. I'm just going to go for a bit of an ambient noodle now. The feature that sets this apart from similarly spec'd, similarly priced direct options is the addition of the wireless input. So I can just pipe some music down this. If I was playing on headphones, I can practice along to backing tracks and learn songs, or I can just toot my own horn and just jam along to some ragdoll like I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play it off my phone. I've got the wireless connection on. You just connect it the same way you might connect like a Bluetooth speaker or something like that. And we can do this. You certainly get the idea from that. There is also a stereo-capable effects loop with a dedicated foot switch for it. The stereo effects loop will feed to the DI outputs and the headphone output on there. It lets you integrate external effects really easily. And of course, the actual physical design of this, like the knobs are recessed on there and the switches are elevated. So unless you're super clumsy or maybe super skilled with your feet, depending on what way you look at it, it's really hard to bump any of the knobs or to hit any of the switches from where you want. Now, this compared to, say, a dedicated digital modeler isn't going to give you as many options, but that's one thing that you hear about so much with digital modeling is the option paralysis. I think the thing with this is there's a very clear workflow. What you see is what you get. I really like some of those clean chimey tones in there. I think the reverb is a standout. That's probably one of the best built-in reverbs for a pedal like this that I've seen. The fact that there are dedicated XLR outputs, there's the wireless connection to stream audio, there's headphones, and again, it's stereo with a stereo loop is something that I think is going to appeal to a lot of people. I'd love to know your thoughts in the comment section below. For now, I'm going to pull up stumps. You can find more information in the video description. And finally, thanks to Quilter to sending me one of these so I can make this video. If you want to support my channel directly, check the links in the video description. Otherwise, go and have a great day, play your guitars, make some noise, and I'll see you next time.